Welcome to Catch a Redditor, the only show in the world dedicated to catching these Redditors dead in the act of cringe. I am Orion, and today we're going to go over a lot of stuff, but first we're going to start with the Merari debacle. Now, I had a conversation with him, that poor man, and we're going to save him, my Grillas. We are going to save him. I want to go over some of the stuff that happened and, provide some keen insights to help you process exactly what went down. So let's go through this. Alright, and here we go. But I wanna shift a little bit and talk about the moderator culture, because there's a culture of Reddit power moderators in particular who abuse their power, and sometimes they even abuse their wives. Power mod Bardfin was convicted.
No, I'm sorry, we're not. No.
Any mention of it is stricken from Reddit.
No.
Now, what I'm referring to here is power moderator Bardfin, who was arrested in 2010 for hitting their wife. Any mention of this is stricken off Reddit. They say that it's harassment to bring up the facts and logic of what really happened here. We'll cover this more in a later episode, but for now, let's keep going. How does this lack of transparency help the user? Did you hear that, my Grillas? I know it wasn't easy to hear. It was really quiet. Let's go back a few seconds. See if you heard that too.
No.
How does this lack of transparency help the user? Shut it down. Shut it down. Now, I contacted Merari after hearing this because I thought to myself, what the fuck is this? Who is that in the background? Who is his federal handler there in the background with him? And when I asked him, he's been very nice, very amicable, and what he told me was that it was a fellow moderator in a Discord call with him. He needed backup because let's face it, I'm a stone cold killer. He needed someone in his corner. I understand it. I respect it. But the problem is, if you listen to that voice, that is not the voice of a Reddit moderator. We have done videos showing what these people sound like. I've infiltrated them. I've walked amongst them. And what I found is that these are the most soy-voiced people on the planet. These aren't stone cold killers. You can hear it in his voice. It is indisputable that is an FBI handler. There's no other way. There's nothing else it could be. Reddit moderators do not sound like this. Let's go back and hear that one more time. From Reddit.
No.
How does this lack of transparency help the user? That is the voice of a man who has bodies, my Grillas. And I don't think Merari even knows this. I think Merari's being honest with me. I think that he's a very trusting guy. He's engaging this fellow moderator in good faith, not understanding that this is a handler. He doesn't understand the danger he's in. He doesn't know how deep he is. And in this shit. And I'm scared for him because I like this guy. I like Merari. Look, let's switch out of this. I want to address this to Merari specifically because I am sending him this video link. He needs to see this. Merari, these people don't have your back. You're too trusting and kind and good-hearted, my friend. And I recognize that. But these people are taking advantage of it. They're taking advantage of you. And if you take one step out of line, they're going to kill you and dump your body in a black site. You'll never be seen again. Please, let me save you, Merari. Take my hand. Take my hand and come back to the side of fun and friendship. I know you remember the old internet. I know you remember how things used to be. Okay, so come back. Come back. The power's gone to your head. This power you think you wield, you don't. And when you're done being useful, they're gonna dump your body in a river. You'll never be seen again. And I don't want that to happen to you, man. Because I care about you. Because we've talked. I won't leak your correspondence. I won't leak your DMs. I won't do anything like that because I respect you, unlike these people who are taking advantage of you. Don't let the Glowies win, Merari. Don't let them take you again. Wow. you know, this concern that I have for our friend, it's so draining. And so I think we need to move on to another subject because my emotions, they're running high right now and I need to laugh. Do you want to laugh, my Grillas? Because I got some more Joe content lined up. Good old Joe the Scammer. He's been up to stuff because he never quits. He's on that meth addict grind set. And I have some things that I've pulled for us to all enjoy. So let's get into that, huh? Alright, let's start off with the Joe dub today. Joe took a dub. He finally made some money. Finally did something for himself. Look, he's been taking a lot of L's with me on his back, with other people on his back. The Medium article that came out that we'll cover a bit of later. He's been taking a lot of L's, but things are going good for him now. According to this Reddit post, I sold my truck. I have a little money to invest into Guy Cry now, so he's going to use some of his own money. That's nice. Probably $300. And, he talks a bit more, rambles on in the title. So let's just let the video speak for itself, shall we?
I sold my truck. Yes, I did. Oh, finally, jeez, oh, Pete's.
Jeez, oh, peas, guys. I finally sold my truck and have money. Wow.
So I've got $2,050 left after I paid my rent. I have to send $600 to my fiance, and then
Yo, the Filipina Queen's really coming up now. $600. Jesus Christ, what? That's like a year's salary in the Philippines. Good for her. Good for her. All right.
I have to buy a transmission, and I still have to move to Florida. So that puts me in the range.
Florida, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. I think of all the places that Joe could go, Florida makes the most sense. Happy for you, King.
Of like between $300 and $500 left to play with, and I'm gonna use it for Guy Cry, of course. I want to make sure I want to accelerate this thing's growth, and if it spurs everybody on that I'm dropping my money into this, then so be it. Let's do this. I don't mind.
Look how happy he is. He's so happy. Good for him. You see, he has this idea. It's a pretty good idea, too. He's investing some of his own money into this because his GoFundMe that we covered previously, $0 still. His Patreon's at $5 still. I mean, people don't believe that this guy is going to do what he says with his money. So if he has a little bit of his own initial investment, maybe that'll spur more dopes, more dupees to be duped. So let's continue.
Money comes and goes, but the change that we're making is forever. We're building something that changes people's lives for hundreds of generations in the future. All right, we're this unstoppable force, this machine that we're building. It needs love, and sometimes it needs money. So I'm gonna drop money into it. We'll make a plan though. I want to see what I can do with podcast equipment, paying my designer. I have another thing that I have to do as well. I'm sure.
Now he's like flashing all this money around. I don't know if he's ever watched a rap music video, but you're not supposed to be like all smiling and happy when you have the money. You're supposed to make it seem natural. Or maybe that's just me.
Sure, I'll talk to you guys about it when I get to that point. We'll do it tonight, possibly. Other than that, we're making progress, guys. We're making progress. So I will let you know what's happening next. And I love you guys, and I appreciate y'all, and we'll talk soon, okay? All right.
Aw, how nice. How nice. For him to finally take a dub, I can appreciate it. But he's been taking lots of L's too, my Grillas. And so let's go check some of those out, shall we? So Joe went ahead and posted to the men's rights subreddit in an attempt to recruit more dupees for his little scam. And it's not going so well for him. A lot of people are saying, wow, this guy seems like a shyster. Huh, this guy seems like he's got some nefarious motives here. Like he's just out for himself. Like he's some sort of narcissistic psycho. And he's not taking too well to this criticism. He never does. Let's go ahead and go over some of my favorites here of his responses. He says, think of me of Musk or Bezos, both the best interests of mankind at heart, instead of my own selfish gain. This guy starts a subreddit and believes that he's as prolific as Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. This is what this guy sees himself as. He's a megalomaniac. He's insane. It's awesome. Now, I have one here that's even better, if that one wasn't quite up to snuff. He's in another argument with this guy, Francis Hyde, telling him he sounds like a bot, that he's probably a feminist, that he's not acting in good faith, all this good stuff. And every mistake you can make, our friend Joe says, "Don't get it confused, my guy. I'm not trying to defend anything. I don't have to. My work does it for me. What benefit has your work had on anyone? I don't know. He probably hasn't scammed anyone out of $4,500 he never intends to pay back, so... Benefit, not burden. He sees himself as not a burden. It's hilarious. And at least 14 upvotes says at least 14 people are my guys here. Engaging with me is probably not a wise thing to do." So this guy, he sees himself as the leader of a cry guy chain gang of just real bruisers and roughhousers, right? If you fuck with Joe, yeah, engaging with them, probably not a wise thing to do. They'll kick the shit out of you. They'll hold you down, hold a towel over your face, fucking cry on it until you're waterboarded. I mean, these are people you don't want to fuck with. You don't want to fuck with Joe and his 14 upduders, my grillas. Yeah, that would be a big mistake. Oh my fucking god, what a guy. Now, Joe is a little bit on edge because he's taken a giant L. Somebody out there has put forward an immensely researched Medium article full of his quotes, his anecdotes, and his life story where he describes just how insane he is. We're gonna go over this a little bit by a little bit on future episodes. It's just too much. I mean, look, 67 minute read right there. It's just too much to cover in one go, right? But we're gonna cover, just some things that I found funny about it to begin with. If you remember from last episode where we discussed his life story, he says that he was abandoned at 5, 7, 11, and 14 because he was so disgusting, because he was such a shitty person, even as a small child, that his family wanted nothing to do with him. Now, this is a trend that continues, as I will show you, but it turns out he was never really abandoned at all. Let's check this out. According to multiple posts and videos Joe has made over the years, his parents divorced when he was 5 years old. At age 7, Joe moved out of his father's house and moved in with his mother. So he counts being divorced as being abandoned. He counts moving into his mother's house because his father was sick of him as being abandoned. Let's keep going. Joe claims that his father gave him an ultimatum of going to foster care or moving in with his mother. And Joe chose to live with his mother. Can you imagine telling a 7-year-old? Like, how shitty of a 7-year-old do you have to be that you're getting kicked out to the orphanage or you have to move in with your fucking mom? God, Okay, when Joe was 11, his mother and stepfather had a child together. Joe repeatedly refers to each of these events as being abandoned. So, having another kid, this is a classic narcissist trait, right? Is when they're not the main center of attention, when they're not framed in the middle of everybody else's life. Like, this guy thinks he's the main character. He absolutely has main character syndrome, and anything that threatens that is abuse to him. He thinks that his parents having another child is abuse. That's how far gone this guy is. So, he also, because he likes to leak his parents' texts, I have no idea why he thinks that this is a good idea or it paints him in a positive light whatsoever. But let's go over his text message exchange with his mother. So, this was after Joe was in a media interview where he was no longer on meth at the time, and he looked healthy. You know, he didn't look all fucked up like he does nearly every other time in his life. And his mom was happy for him. Does this sound like an abusive parent to you? "Oh my gosh, you look so healthy and happy. I am so proud of you, XOXO. But things take a turn for the worst as the interview continues, and Joe claims that he was abandoned by his mother. She goes on to text, "Wait, you weren't abandoned at 11? What the? Looks like things are the same. Good luck to you. He responds, I was. By you. Yeah, I had a place to live, but you people were to half-brother only. And nothing you can say will make me think anything different. It's how I felt then, it's how I feel now. Mother responds, that is crazy. What about Dad? Does he know you lied in that interview? You always have a way to turn things around. I will get a hold of this place and tell them the truth. You shouldn't be lying to anyone, including yourself. Good luck, but start telling the truth. I have bad news for you, Mother Joe. Okay? He's never gonna start telling the truth. He's literally physically incapable of it. Because he himself is unable to parse the truth. He's so far gone, he's so delusional, that he cannot comprehend what the truth is. This poor, poor mother. He goes on to say, oh wow, that's a lot. Okay, so feeling abandoned is a lie? Yeah, it is, buddy. You made it up. In the psychology world, it's entirely known that you cannot tell someone how they feel. No, you can't tell someone how they feel, but you can tell them the way they feel is retarded and not based on facts and logic. But that's a little too much for this guy to comprehend here. So do what you always do best. I wouldn't expect anything less. Remember that time I dared stepdad to throw a hammer at me and he did? How old was I? Oh man, I bet stepdad wished it would have hit him right in the fucking noggin, huh? How old was I? What did you do about it? Or what about that time I said I wanted to kill myself because of you people and you had the police arrest me in front of everyone at lunchtime in school? I do. At least Dad got rid of me when he couldn't handle me. You kept me around and tortured me. I love Dad, but you? It would not bother me to never hear from you again. Fucking delusional, man. Oh my god. And you know what? You know what's worse than all that? You, right now, are probably trying to think of a comeback that's sick and twisted, instead of owning what you did and feeling remorse. Because that is what you do. So Mom, don't text me anymore. Don't contact me. Leave me alone. If I ever want to go backwards in life, you will be the first person I reach out to. What kind of man in his 30s talks to his mother this way? He sounds like a 13-year-old girl. I mean, I'm kind of without words here because I cannot comprehend talking this way to anyone, let alone my own mother. Like, oh, God. And here the mom goes on to say, I will get this straightened out. The hammer was an accident, but why start telling the truth now? Oh, that's right, you had a plate put into your skull because of it. Okay, so I kind of don't believe the mom here. I think the stepdad knew exactly what this kid was going to grow up to. At the age of 11 years old. 11 years old, he knew. I need to take out the trash. I need to make... He's going to go on to scam people and funnel all the money to his Filipina queen if I don't do this. It's like killing baby Hitler, but even more justifiable, my Grillas. And it makes a lot of sense that he had... I guess it did crack him on the skull. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't think he's probably any worse off for it. But who knows? Who knows? To go on. Lies your whole life, and when you were jealous with half bro or real bro, well, we weren't comfortable leaving them alone with you. Yeah, so even at that age, they knew, like, if something's gonna happen to these kids if we leave them in the hands of this psychopath. If we leave them in the hands of this guy, he's going to hurt them, or, worse. Clearly their whole life, they've known that Joe is fucked in the head. How about when you put your hands on me in the video store with Crystal and David? Or pushing me at home because you wanted a video? So many lies, Joe. Looks like I have to clean up another mess you made. I'm glad you're sober, but your brain is mush. That's why you can't tell the truth. So live with your self-pity. Keep in mind, he posted this himself. He said, I'm going to put this out on the internet to clear my name, to show that my mom's a real bitch. This is the mind of a twisted person. Now, to finish out our Joe segment today, I want to talk about this last video that he posted. I love that he does this. I love that he posts these videos. They're just a gold mine. They're so fun to cover. So he says, "This is war," in response to the article. "Some people don't want to see this movement exist, y'all, and they know if they can take me down, it dies. Don't fall for their propaganda." Yeah, it's propaganda, your own words being deflected back at you, your own actions being deflected back at you and exposed for the world to see. That, my friends, is propaganda in the world of Joe. So let's go ahead and watch this video.
The battle is real, y'all.
Could you say that more gaily? Oh my god.
The battle is real, y'all.
This is his declaration of war, my Grillos. The battle is real, y'all. The battle is real, y'all. Okay, let's keep going.
A group of people collected a bunch of information on me and made an editorial. While they did a
really
good job at collecting the data, they didn't stick to the facts at all. They're trying to ruin this by discrediting me. Look, I did a little test over the last 4 days. I stopped doing my promotion of this thing, see if we could...
So, you take his own posts, and this article goes deeply into citing everything he said. There's not any conjecture, or there's no, making things up in this. This is strictly factual based off of his own words. It's only as honest as Joe, which, to be fair, maybe a lot of it is bullshit if it's just Joe's words. Alright, let's continue.
Grow organically. You know what happened? We lost people. We have not gained any more members. And we need to gain members. We need to keep our momentum.
We need to gain members. We need to gain momentum. Otherwise, who am I going to scam money from? Who will I bilk for cash? Who will I milk for that sweet, sweet moolah to send to my Filipina queen? Please, we need this.
Unfortunately, I am the engine behind this, guys. So if I am discredited, then there's no more movement. I mean, not quickly at least.
So this guy, this is his mindset, where he literally thinks that a bunch of pussies can't go onto Reddit and complain about their shitty lives unless he's here scamming people. That's the only way that this is possible in his mind, for people to go on Reddit and be cringe, is if he does all the legwork. Does that sound right to you, my Grillas? I don't think so.
I took their article and I made a Google Doc. It's pinned in the comments of this video. I'm responding in red. I hate that I have to do this, but I'm glad that I'm having to do it now before we get that 1 million member jump. I'm about to reach out to a lot of people, a lot of influence, and all it takes is one voice that has a following, and boom, we're at 1 million members. Just be aware that people are actually out here sending unsolicited messages to all of the members who post and comment. If you guys got any ideas on how to make sure people know that this is under attack as soon as they come in, let's have a conversation about it. We need to protect this. Look at the good it's doing. See you guys in the comments.
We need to protect No, you want to protect yourself, Joe. You don't want people to know the depths of your depravity. That's what the reality of the situation is. I mean, if you just wanted to give these people a place to cry, you wouldn't talk about yourself all the time, but you can't do that because you're a narcissist and because you're fucked in the head. Now, he goes on to say, here is the article. I've started working on it already with a link to his Google Doc, and I'm not going to open it. I'm not going to suggest anyone open it because he can see your email address if you do. It is a liability, so make sure you use an archive link if you look at it. But he doesn't really dispute anything. He just adds context and says that he's a victim and that he's being cyberbullied in it, because that's his narrative. That we're just all cyberbullies, which in my case, yeah, that's true. I just like fucking with the guy. But other people are actually incensed and damaged by his actions. So he also goes on to say, and also, I'm only calling myself the engine because somebody else said so. Here's a screenshot of it. This guy was so happy and elated. He's so proud of the fact that somebody recognized his minuscule efforts, that he screenshotted it. He probably put it up on his fridge. It might be on a plaque on his wall. Mike Grillis. Like, this guy, I keep saying it, he's insane. He's a narcissist, and, to me, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy that God delivered this to me for Christmas. My very own cow, free range, organic, crystal fed. I mean, we're going to be able to milk this guy for months to come because he just doesn't stop being cringe. He does not stop, and you love to see it. So we'll continue to do that for the foreseeable future. Alright, my Grillas. I hope you enjoyed the content that I put out there for you today. We'll be back next week with yet another To Catch a Redditor. Thanks for watching. Peace out.